Okay, so good morning and welcome to GYANJYOTI online classes. Okay, so dear students, today we will discuss our new topic, that is your subject and predicate. Okay, so before going to subject and predicate, before going to our next new topic, subject and predicate, so I request you to please open your book, page number 6, chapter 2, that is subject and predicate. Okay, so before going to subject and predicate, I want to recap your previous class, that is what we have discussed about sentence. Okay, so what is sentence? A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. Also we have discussed that what is a phrase. A phrase is a word present in a sentence which gives a partial sense, not complete sense. Okay, so in our previous class I had already told you that a sentence contains two parts, that is one subject part, okay, and the other is predicate part, subject part, and the other is predicate or object. Okay, did you get it? I have told that a sentence contains two parts, that is one part is subject and the other part is predicate, or we can say predicate as an object part. Okay, so today we will discuss here about the subject and predicate. So please write down subject. So a subject is a person or thing. Okay, a subject is a person or thing in a sentence which is being spoken about. Okay, so a subject is a person or thing in a sentence which is being spoken about. Write it down, copy it down quickly. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, let's take an example that Kolkata is famous for Rasagulla. Okay, here I have written a sentence. Okay, we have to identify which is subject. Okay, so what I have said that the subject is a person or thing in a sentence which is being spoken about. तो सब्जेक्ट क्या है? सब्जेक्ट वो है जो कि सेंटेंस में जिसके बारे में बोला जा रहा है उसे ही सब्जेक्ट कहते हैं. So look at this sentence, Kolkata is famous for Rasagulla. So why Kolkata is famous? Kolkata is famous for Rasagulla. Okay, or what we found in Kolkata, we find Rasagulla in Kolkata. Or why Rasagulla, where Rasagulla is famous for, or why Rasagulla is famous for. Okay, so Rasagulla is famous for, famous in Kolkata. So here Kolkata becomes your subject. Okay. So dear students, how can we identify that whether a sentence contains subject or not? Okay, how to identify? So copy it down quickly. Okay, So how to identify a subject. Okay, how can we identify a subject? Okay, so we can identify a subject by asking questions like who or what. Okay, we can identify a subject by asking question who or what in a sentence. Who or what a sentence is about. Okay, so we can identify whether or find out whether a sentence has subject or not. Okay, first of all, what we have to do, we can identify by subject by asking questions who or what a sentence is about. Okay, so let's take an example. He jumped off the car. Okay, he jumped off the car. Okay, second sentence is he jumped off the car, and second sentence is Rita likes eating ice cream. Okay, so look at these two sentences. He jumped off the car, and second one is Rita likes eating ice cream. Okay, so according to our first point, we have to identify whether this sentence has subject or not. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to question it. Okay, we have to question is that who jumped off the car. Okay, so here we can ask question who jumped off the car. The answer could be he jumped off the car. He is the person. Okay, someone who is there. Okay, second, Rita likes eating ice cream. We can question it. Who likes ice cream? Who likes ice cream? Okay, in this way we can ask question and get the subject. Okay, so the first sentence, he jumped off the car. Here we don't know which is the subject. पहला सेंटेंस देखो यहाँ क्या लिखा है, he jumped off the car. तो पहला सेंटेंस में हमको पता ही नहीं है कि कौन सा सब्जेक्ट है, कौन सा प्रेडिकेट है. तो सब्जेक्ट जानने के लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हम लोग क्या क्वेश्चन करेंगे, उसको पूछेंगे. कैसा पूछेंगे, देखो कि जंप ऑफ द कार, इसका क्वेश्चन हम लोग बनाएंगे. क्वेश्चन में क्या रहेगा, हु और व्हाट लगाकर हम लोग क्या करेंगे, क्वेश्चन बनाएंगे. क्या बनाएंगे, ये क्वेश्चन बनाएंगे. ओके, हु जंप ऑफ द कार, ये तो क्वेश्चन बन गया. अब उसका आंसर हमको मिल गया कि ही जंप ऑफ द कार. हु जंप ऑफ द कार, ही जंप ऑफ द कार. सिमिलरली क्या है, सेकंड सेंटेंस में देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, रीता लाइक्स ईटिंग आइसक्रीम. यहाँ पे मान लो कि तुम्हें क्या है, सब्जेक्ट की पता नहीं है, यू डोंट नो द सब्जेक्ट. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू क्वेश्चन इट. क्वेश्चन बनाओगे, हाउ दैट हु लाइक्स आइसक्रीम, आइसक्रीम किसे पसंद है. तो हमको क्या है, वो आंसर मिल जाएगा. कौन, रीता रीता लाइक्स ईटिंग आइसक्रीम। हो गया। तो हमको क्या है, इसी क्या है, हमको आसानी से क्या है सब्जेक्ट मिल गया। सो वी कैन इजीली फाइंड आउट द सब्जेक्ट। ओके, सो हियर ही इज द सब्जेक्ट, हियर रीता इज द सब्जेक्ट। ओके, and the rest part will be your predicate or object part. Clearly? Okay, get it? Okay. So once again I want to draw your attention toward how to identify a subject. We can identify a subject by asking questions who or what a sentence is about. Okay, so we took an example, he jumped off the car. Here we don't know the subject part. So in order to know the subject part, what we have to do? We have to question that answer, question that sentence, that who jumped off the car. So here we get the answer that he jumped off the car. Similarly, in the second sentence, Rita likes eating ice cream. So who likes eating ice cream? Rita likes eating ice cream. So in this way, we get the subject. Okay. So there are certain sentences where subject are not given. So how can we guess that how can we guess that the sentence contains a subject or not? Okay, so write it down, copy it down. If a sentence is a command or request. Okay, if the sentence is a command or request, what happens? The subject is sometimes stated. Okay, so if a sentence is a command, or request, the subject is sometimes not stated. The subject is sometimes not stated. So what we have to do? The subject is sometimes not stated. In that case, the subject of the sentence is the person who is implied. In that case, the subject of the sentence is the person who is implied. You see it as a lengthy sentence, but here we have to know that what does this sentence implies. Okay, so if a sentence is a command or request, the subject is sometimes not stated. In that case, the subject of the sentence is the person who is implied. So we find certain sentences like command, request, where we don't find any subject. So in that case, the subject is absent. Okay, so in that case, what we have to do? We should assume that the subject is the person who is implied. सिंपली समझो कि क्या है, कुछ ऐसे सेंटेंसेस होते हैं जैसे कि कमांड होते हैं, किसी को रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, तो वहाँ पर क्या हमको सब्जेक्ट देखने को नहीं मिलते। तो वैसे में हम लोग मान लें कि सब्जेक्ट कौन है? सब्जेक्ट वो है जिसको कि वो ऑर्डर दिया जा रहा है। सो लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल। ओके, if a sentence is command, so let's take an example of a command. Go there. Second sentence is please sit down. Okay, please sit down. Quick. So look at these two sentences. Go there and please sit down. Here we find that we don't find any subject in these sentences. यहाँ पे हमको सब्जेक्ट ही देखने को नहीं मिलता, तो क्या करेंगे हम लोग? तो हम लोग मान लेंगे कि जिसको बोला जा रहा है वो सब्जेक्ट के तौर पे काम करेगा. So in this case the subject is the sentence is the person who is being implied. So go there. So who is asking? To whom the sentence is about, or who the sentence is describing to? The sentence is describing to someone who is nearer to somebody. Go there. जाओ, जहाँ कहीं भी जाओ. एक सेंटेंस है. अब हमको पता नहीं सब्जेक्ट कौन है, तो सब्जेक्ट कौन है? वो है जो कि पास में होगा. किसी को अगर बोला जा रहा है तो वो सब्जेक्ट के तौर पे काम करेगा. सपोज आई सेड यू प्लीज सिट डाउन. प्लीज टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस सेंटेंस. प्लीज सिट डाउन. इफ आई से टू यू दैट प्लीज सिट डाउन, then who will act as the subject? Then you will act as the subject, because I am saying to you, I am ordering you, I am commanding you, I am requesting you. Okay, I am requesting you to sit down. So you act as a subject in this case. समझे क्या? कि मैंने तुम्हें बोला कि प्लीज सिट डाउन, प्लीज चुपचाप बैठो. तो यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट हमको पता नहीं है, तो हम कैसे पता करेंगे? यहाँ पे तुम ही क्या है? सब्जेक्ट हो, क्योंकि मैं तुम्हें बोल रहा हूँ. तो तुम क्या कहलाओगे? यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट कहलाओगे. देन यू विल एक्ट एज ए सब्जेक्ट हियर. ओके, गेट इट? So this is all about your subject. Okay. Then come to predicate. Okay. So what is predicate? Predicate is that part of a sentence. Predicate is that part of sentence which says about the subject. Okay, copy it down. Predicate is that part of a sentence which says about the subject. तो प्रेडिकेट पार्ट कौन सा है? वो पार्ट. सेंटेंस हम देखते हैं कि सेंटेंस दो पार्ट में क्या है? डिवाइडेड है. फर्स्ट पार्ट इज योर सब्जेक्ट एंड द सेकंड पार्ट इज योर ऑब्जेक्ट. ओके, तो सो हियर वी फाइंड दैट हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई सब्जेक्ट, हाउ कैन वी फाइंड आउट द सब्जेक्ट. ओके, सो as I had said before that the sentence has two parts, that is subject and predicate part. So what is the predicate part? Predicate part क्या है? So the rest part of the sentence apart from the subject is that your predicate. तो subject को छोड़ के जितना भी है वो सब तीनों का क्या है? predicate है. तो so what does that predicate part indicates? The predicate part says that what is the subject is or doing. The predicate part, the predicate tells us that what is the subject is or doing. Okay. So the predicate tells us that what is the subject is or doing. तो सिंपली क्या है, प्रेडिकेट का काम क्या है, प्रेडिकेट बताता है कि वो सेंटेंस में जो सब्जेक्ट है वो क्या कर रहा है, क्या करने वाला है और क्या है, उसका उतना ही काम होता है कि वो जिस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में क्या है बताता है. समझे? तो हेंस यू गेट टू नो दैट व्हाट इज सब्जेक्ट एंड व्हाट इज प्रेडिकेट. ओके. सो हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रेडिकेट पार्ट. So we can identify the predicate. We can identify the predicate of a sentence, predicate of a sentence containing what? Verb. Okay. Identify the part of the sentence. We can identify the predicate of a sentence that contains what? Verb. Get it? Okay. So how can we know that the sentence contains predicate? So if we see certain sentences that whether it has verb or not, okay, so we can identify the predicate by if we see if there is verb in a sentence. Okay, there is a verb in a sentence. So we can identify the predicate of a sentence that contains verb, or that we can identify the predicate of a sentence from the sentence that containing from the part of the sentence that containing verb. So look at this example here. The boy blew the whistle. Okay. So here we know that the boy is a subject. Okay. Boy is a subject. So here we have to identify whether in this sentence is there any predicate or not. So according to the sentence, the predicate, a sentence has a part that contains a verb. So here blew the whistle, it is a predicate. Okay, so except the boy, the rest part will be your predicate part. Okay, so here blew is your verb. Okay, here blew is your verb. So we can say that blew the whistle is your predicate part. तो पहला सेंटेंस देखो, हम लोग के हिसाब से ये पॉइंट के हिसाब से हम लोग को क्या पता चलता है कि पहले हमको क्या है आइडेंटिफाई करना है कहाँ वो सेंटेंस के वो पार्ट में जहाँ पे क्या है वर्ब रहता है. समझे? तो here we can find the verb that is blew. पहला सेंटेंस में देखो, the boy blew the whistle. बच्चे, वो लड़का क्या है व्हिसिल क्या ब्लो करता है. समझे? तो यहाँ पे हमको पता नहीं है कि क्या है, हमको ये पता नहीं है. समझे कि हमको क्या है प्रेडिकेट पार्ट कौन सा है. समझे? तो इसलिए क्या है, अगर हमें सेंटेंस में से कहीं भी वर्ब दिखाई देता हूँ क्या है, कह सकते हैं कि वो क्या है प्रेडिकेट पार्ट क्या है. देन कम टू next point. Okay, so in the next point what is said, in some cases the predicate of the sentence does not contain any action words, but it tells us what the subject is or am. So according to the second sentence, there are certain sentence where the predicate of the sentence does not contain any action words. That means the predicate part of the sentence does not contain any verb part. So how can we identify that whether that sentence is a predicate, whether that sentence has predicate or not? Okay. So in that case, what happened? That sentence tells us that what the subject is or has. So in that point, so in this point, you get in some cases the predicate of the sentence does not contain any action words, but it tells us what the subject is or has. So there are certain sentences where we can't find any action words, but the sentence tells us that what is the subject is or has. Okay, so look at example. Rahul is an intelligent boy. So here we don't find any verb. We don't find any action words. Do we find here any action words? No. Here we don't find any action words. Tells us that, but the sentence tells us that what is the subject is. Okay, what is the subject is. So we can ask question that what kind of a boy is Rahul. Okay, here we make a question that what kind of a boy is Rahul. So Rahul is an intelligent boy. Okay, so Rahul is an intelligent boy. So here Rahul is your subject and the rest part will be your predicate part. The rest part will be your predicate part. Okay. So this is how we have completed our subject and predicate part. Okay. So once again I want to recall that what is subject and what is predicate. Okay. So subject is that part of the sentence